Hello everyone, welcome to TalentSprint. So in this session of history, we'll be discussing the part 4 of struggle for Indian independence. So in the part 3, we have stopped at the establishment of Hindustan Republic Association, and their first action was Kakori conspiracy in the year 1925. So in the part 4, we'll see the chronology of events. That is, first is Simon Commission 1927, HSRA formation 1928, Purna Swaraj or Complete Independent Declaration at Lahore session of INC in 1929, Dandi March or Civil Disobedience Movement in 1930. Three roundtable conferences will be held at London from 1930 to 1932. We'll discuss all those. Next, Communal Award and Pune Pact of 1932, Government of India Act 1935, and Second World War 1939 to 45. So coming to Simon Commission 1927. So to check the reforms under the Government of India Act 1919, that is Montagu-Chelmsford reforms, we have seen or not, Government of India Act 1919, how much they have fared well enough. So to check that reforms through that act, a commission was appointed by the British, headed by Sir John Simon. It was totally had 6 members in it. And their main anger of the Indians was there was no Indian member in it. You want to implement reforms in India, but there is no Indian representation in that commission. So this was a protest by the Indians, and people were protesting all over, most parts of India, particularly in Madras, Lahore. In Madras, people were showing the placard saying "Simon, go back." Okay, and while Lala Lajpat Rai was taking protest in Lahore against the Simon Commission, he will be killed in that lathi charge by the police. Okay, so this will anger Indians more. Though already they were protesting against Simon Commission, and Lala Lajpat Rai will be killed in the protest of against the Simon Commission in Lahore. Okay, and moving on to the next event, that is establishment of Hindustan Socialist Revolutionary Organization. Actually, HRA we have seen already in 1924. HRA will be renamed to HSRA, Hindustan Socialist Revolutionary Organization, by Chandrasekhar Azad in 1928 to conduct frequent revolts against the British in violent form. So their first action was bombing in the Central Legislative Assembly by Bhagat Singh and Batukeshwar Dutt, BK Dutt, in 1929. So they will bomb in the Central Legislative Assembly. No one will be killed, but they will leave a leaflet, like we have pamphlet. They leave a leaflet saying to make the deaf hear. So British was not hearing the Indian demands, right? So they will write to make the deaf hear while throwing a bomb in the Central Legislative Assembly. And next, their second action was to take revenge against the death of Lala Lajpat Rai. Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru will kill the British official who was responsible for the killing of Lala Lajpat Rai. His name was Sanders. Hope you have seen the movie Rang De Basanti. It is clearly shown how the British official will be killed by these 3 people. How they will conduct the Kakori conspiracy, throwing bomb in the Central Legislative Assembly and killing Saunders, was responsible for killing Lala Lajpat Rai. So for these 2 actions, these HSRA people will be given hanged to death punishment, that is persecution punishment. Okay, and meanwhile in 1930, Surya Sen also conducts Chittagong Armory raid. Chittagong is a place presently in Bangladesh. So British Armory, all weapons were present at that Chittagong place, and he will also given punishment. He will be hanged to death in 1931. Okay, and moving on to the next important event is Dandi March or Civil Disobedience Movement. So it was launched in the year 1930. So why it was launched? There is a history for it. So British had made some salt laws. So in that laws, Indians were prohibited to make their own salt. So in order to produce their own salt, they cannot produce. They have to buy the salt made by the British and they have to consume it. So this angered Gandhiji. So he wanted to go against the salt laws introduced by the British. So he will take up the Dandi March. So he will start from Sabarmati Ashram on 12th March and he will walk on foot to a place called Dandi. It is a coastal place in Gujarat. He will reach on 6th April 1930 at Dandi, and he will take up handful of salt and say, Indians are no longer under the British made salt laws or any law. I have broken it. See. So for this action, the Gandhiji will get arrested, and some more important people like Sarojini Naidu, others will also play. Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Chakravarti Rajagopalachari at Tanjore, they will play important role in this movement at different places. Okay. And moving on to the next event, round table conferences. So what are these round table conferences? So Simon Commission, which was appointed to check the reforms under the Government of India Act 1919, it will submit report in 1930. So to discuss this Simon Commission report, the British government will call INC leaders and Muslim League and others to attend this event. So all the round table conferences will be held in London. The first round table conference was held from November 1930 to January 1931 in London to discuss the Simon. All the roundtable conferences will be held for discussing Simon Commission report and to introduce reforms in India. Okay, so that people in India will help the British to continue. That is their aim actually. Okay, so it was boycotted by the Congress and Muslim leaders because it was against Indians. No Indian member was there in Simon Commission, right? And Lala Lajpat Rai was killed. And our people are given hanged to death punishment. They are lying in the jails. Soon they will be hanged to death, right? Violent prisoners like Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru. So that's why they will boycott this. And meanwhile, at that time, the Viceroy of India was Lord Irwin. So he will conclude a pact or agreement with Gandhiji. So Gandhiji will submit some demands. So what is this Gandhi-Irwin pact? It was signed on 5th March 1931. Okay. So according to this pact, there is agreement between Gandhiji and Irwin, Lord Irwin, the Viceroy of India. So release of political prisoners except violent. That means Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev, Rajguru will be not given release, and freedom to make salt for consumption, and freedom to picket foreign shops. Picketing means forcefully closing foreign shop. This we have seen during Swadeshi movement, all those. So with these agreements, Gandhiji will agree to attend the second roundtable conference in London. Okay, and Bhagat Singh, Sukhdev and Rajguru will be executed or persecuted. It is given hanged to death in March 1931. Okay, clear with this? Moving on to the second roundtable conference between September to December 1931, Gandhiji, Sarojini Naidu and other leaders, Muslim League leaders will attend this event. So during this, the Gandhiji will not agree the most of the proposals of the second roundtable conference, which was held in London. Okay, and there was a proposal saying untouchables who are particularly in Hindus will be given separate electorates. So Gandhiji wanted, although you have divided Hindus and Muslims on separate electorate, right? During 1909, Minto was the father of separate electorate, right? So again you are dividing Hindus now. Now I am not agreeing to it. So Gandhiji has said like that. So he comes out of second roundtable conference and he will resume the civil disobedience movement or Dandi March, and civil disobedience movement will end in 1934 later. Okay, and he will get arrested for this action because he has not obeyed to the agreement, and he will be taken to Yerawada jail, Pune. And meanwhile, communal award was announced by Ramsay MacDonald. Who is Ramsay MacDonald? Ramsay MacDonald was the Prime Minister of Britain at that time. So he will award communal award. What is this communal award? So communal award means he has given separate electorates for the untouchables or depressed classes, particularly in Hinduism. Also he has given for Muslim Sikhs also. So Gandhiji was against this. He don't want Hindus to be divided. Already you have divided people on different religions. Now you want to divide the people inside the particular community. So he takes up fast unto death in the Yerawada jail, Pune. With the request of B.R. Ambedkar, Ramsay MacDonald will give the communal award or separate representation or separate electorate to the depressed classes in Hinduism. So now B.R. Ambedkar will come down and he will sign a pact with Gandhiji in the year 1932. That is called Pune Pact, removing the separate electorate for the depressed classes or lower classes in Hinduism. So this is called Pune Pact, which was signed between Gandhiji and Ambedkar in 1932. And the next third roundtable conference will be held again in London from November to December 1932. Most of the Congress and Muslim League leaders will boycott. And the only important thing here is all the roundtable conferences are attended by only single person from Congress, that is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. All are held in London. Okay. Moving on to the next event, that is Government of India Act 1935. So in this there are some important features. So creation of All India Federation. So earlier British had centralized power. Now it has divided into some provinces, British India as well as princely states. So British India means all the provinces which were ruled by the British. The next is princely states ruled by the Indian kings. So this is called All India Federation. Like we have central government and states. And next is division of powers. Like we should have three lists. One is federal list, central list, provincial list for the provinces, and Congress list for the both. Now we have these lists, right? Union list, state list and concurrent list. Provincial list means only provinces can make laws in it. Concurrent list means both provinces and princely states can make laws in it, like that. Okay, division of powers. Next, diarchy was abolished at the provincial level. Diarchy was introduced in 1919 Act. We have seen or not? Montagu-Chelmsford Act. Now the diarchy was abolished at the provincial list, and it was more autonomy was given to the provinces, removing diarchy. This was the actually recommendation of Simon Commission actually. Now diarchy was introduced at the center. Separation of lists, reserve subjects and transfer subjects. We have seen it, right? The next federal court was established in the year 1937, and Reserve Bank of India was also established. Okay, and the next event was the Second World War. It has started when Germany attacks Poland. Poland was under the British. When Germany attacks Poland, so British had to enter into the war against Germany. Later when Japan attacks Pearl Harbor of USA will enter into the scene and it will throw bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Then the Second World War ends. So it was between Allied powers and Axis powers particularly. So this was the Second World War. So First World War has taken place in the 1914 to 1919, Second World War from 1939 to 1945. So when during the First World War, British has asked the help of INC leaders, so they have helped it. Why they have helped? Because they were in the notion that if we help the British will give us independence to us, but they were cheated. So in the Second World War, British also asked help of the INC leaders, but they don't want to do so because we are already cheated in the First World War. What is the help they will get? INC leaders help, some of the people will go and join the Indian army and they will fight against Germany, like that. Okay, so this was the thing. To get the support, again the British will come up with different policies. We'll see in the next topic. Thank you so much.